Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the AEC studio. In our previous lessons, we have learned about the communication process, types of communication, barriers to communication, intrapersonal and interpersonal communication, and the seven C's of effective communication. Now we move to module 2 of our course, which focuses on the four essential language skills. These skills are known as LSRW: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These four skills form the foundation of effective communication, whether you are attending lectures, participating in discussions, preparing for interviews, writing assignments, or working in a professional environment. These skills play a vital role. Today, we begin with the first skill, that is listening. What is listening? Many people think listening and hearing are the same thing, but they are actually different. Hearing is a natural physical process, it simply means receiving sounds through our ears. Listening, on the other hand, is an active process. Understanding the message, interpreting it correctly, and responding appropriately. For example, you may hear music playing in a cafe without paying attention to it. But when your teacher explains an important topic and you focus on understanding it, you are listening. Therefore, listening requires concentration, understanding, and involvement. Why is listening important? Listening is one of the most important communication skills. Research shows that we spend a large part of our daily communication time listening. Good listening helps us understand information accurately, learn more effectively in classrooms, build strong relationships, avoid misunderstandings, improve academic and professional performance, become better speakers and communicators. In simple words, we can speak effectively. We must learn to listen effectively. Now, there are types of listenings. There are different types in which people listen. Let us understand the main types. The first one is active listening. Active listening means listening with complete attention and involvement. The listener focuses on the speaker, understands the message, asks relevant questions, and provides feedback. For example, when a student carefully listens to a lecture and takes notes, that is active listening. Active, lis- Active listening is considered most effective form of listening. Then is passive listening. Passive listening occurs when a person hears the message but does not actively um, engage with it. The listener may receive the information but may not fully understand or remember it. For example, listening to background music while studying is passive listening. The third one is critical listening. Critical listening involves analyzing and evaluating the information being received. The listener carefully examines facts, opinions, evidence, and arguments before forming a judgment. For example, listening to a debate or a news discussion, people often use critical listening. The fourth one is empathetic listening, which means listening with the intention of understanding other person's feelings and emotions. The focus is not only on words but also on emotions. For example, when a friend shares a problem and you listen patiently and supportively, you are practicing empathetic listening. There are barriers to effective listening. Just as communication faces barriers, listening also faces several obstacles. Some common barriers include physical barriers like noise, poor acoustics, or technical issues can make listening difficult. There are psychological barriers like stress, anxiety, anger, or lack of interest can reduce concentration. Then, even the language barriers are there. Unfamiliar vocabulary, accents, complex language also create confusions. Another one is the distractions like mobile phones, social media, conversation, wandering thoughts can divert attention. Prejudice and assumptions. Sometimes listeners form opinions before hearing the complete message. This prevents proper understanding. Now, how to become an active listener? Let us discuss some practical tips for improving listening skills. First one is maintain eye contact with the speaker. Avoid interrupting while someone is speaking. Focus completely on the message. Keep distractions away. Ask questions when clarification is needed. Take notes during important discussions or lectures. Also, observe non-verbal cues such as facial expression and body language. Provide appropriate feedback through nodding or brief responses. By following these habits, anyone can become a better listener. Note taking during lectures, listening becomes more effective. When combined with note taking, good notes help us remember important information, organize ideas clearly, revise efficiently before examination, improve understanding of lectures while taking notes, write key points instead of complete sentences, use headings and bullet points, highlight important terms, review notes soon after the lecture. Effective note taking transforms listening into active listening. Let's see a classroom example. Imagine that your teacher is explaining an important topic. One student is looking at the phone, talking to friends, and missing key points. Another student is paying attention, taking notes, and asking relevant questions. At the end of the lecture, which student will understand the topic better? Obviously, the second student. This example shows the importance of active listening in academic success. So, let us quickly recap today's lesson. We learned the meaning of LSRW skills, the difference between hearing and listening, the importance of listening, different types of listening, barriers of effective listening, tips for active listening, the role of note taking during lectures, and yes, remember, communication begins with listening. The better you listen, the better you learn, understand, and communicate. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. In our next video, we will explore speaking skills and learn how to express ideas confidently in presentations, group discussions, and public speaking situations. Until then, keep learning and keep communicating. Happy learning.